Hey Bayek, it's me Ian. And in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at the X-Files second season. And this is episode 3, Blood, from 1994. Previously, we'd had The Host, and the next episode will be Sleepless. And this was transmitted on the 30th of September 1994 on the Fox network. And on the 11th of September 1995 in the UK, it was transmitted on BBC Two. So, this story is written by Darren Morgan, who of course is the brother of Glenn Morgan. And so he wrote this in conjunction with Glenn Morgan and James Wong, which of course is that wonderful partnership that we know so much about. This one is also directed by, once again, a reliable director for the X-Files, David Nutter. In episodes that he's directed in season 1 were Ice, Beyond the Sea, Lazarus, Shapes, Tombs, and Roland. So they're 1994. And then season 2, Little Green Men, 3, Firewalker, and Irresistible from 1995. So that's season 2, 1994-95. Then season 3 in 1995, he directed the award-winning Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose, Too Shy, Nisai, and Revelations. So he's got a good career in the X-Files in terms of direction and went on to do all sorts of things. But there we are. Now, locations are interesting on this because the key parts of it were actually needed to be filmed at the University of British Columbia. Particularly the end bit with the tower scene. But the tower scene couldn't be filmed because, well, the interiors, because they couldn't use firearms. Firearms were not allowed. So they had to build a replica of the interior. So they constructed that. And this, of course, is based upon the true University of Texas tower shooting, which had quite a few casualties. That was in 1966. I'm afraid it's a sad history of America that we've had many years, all these sort of massacres that do happen, unfortunately, and still do to the present day. So that is a major location. The others were, as usual, around Vancouver and also Burnaby, British Columbia, all the sort of local locations which make the X-Files such a great-looking series, really. The actors involved in this, and it's a standalone episode, of course, Monster of the Week kind of episode. We've got David Duchovny, who plays Fox Mulder, Gillian Anderson, who plays Dana Scully, and then we've got the now reoccurring roles. It's the second appearance, but they're going to continue after much demand from fans. we have got the lone gunmen returning in their roles. So we have got Bruce Howard, who plays Byers. We've got Dean Hagland, who plays Langley. And we've got Tom Braidwood, who plays Frohike. So there's the team. They're all the faces we begin to recognise. And I think it's interesting how they always kind of listened a lot to fans, and that was the demand for them, which is great to see. Now, let's have a look at the rest of the cast. I think the interesting cast member here, we've got William Sanderson, who plays Edward Funch. And is a face that you might recognise straight away because he was in Blade Runner 1982. He played J.F. Sebastian. Very much an important role in the film. Recognisable face. Other films that just stand out really are Fletch from 1985 and Black Moon Rising from 1986, which was written by John Carpenter, that film. And then I realised he just appeared in so many TV series and TV films. Yeah, what a great career there. Then we've got John Saigon, who plays Sheriff Spencer. And he's a voice actor, really, in a lot of animated films. But he's also just a normal actor in a lot of TV shows and TV series. Then we've got an interesting addition to the cast here. We have got Kimberly Ashlyn Gear, who plays Bonnie McRoberts. I like that, McRoberts. Anyhow, what is interesting about this, at the time of filming as well, she was a porn actress. Yes, she's a porn actress. Now, certainly is a different kind of filming. Apparently, she did make a few appearances in TV series. Also, in 1997, she was in a B movie called Creepazoids, which I think has quite a cult following. 1987, that is. I've heard of this. What a film. So there we are. That's the sort of main cast of this film. So, what is this about, Bayek? Well, a small town sheriff, he calls in Mulder to help investigate these series of killings that are just sweeping this small town. And there's no explainable reason why it's happening, this outbreak. It's not the sort of place that you would expect all these kind of killings. The rate is massive, and the sheriff just can't get to grips with what is going on, and he needs some sort of specialist to help. And, well, he gets Mulder. Yes. Now, with help from the Scully's autopsy, because she's there and doing the autopsies as usual, and visiting the lone gunmen, who give a lot of important information. It's always good to see the lone gunman. Eventually concludes that a banned pesticide could be leading to effects on people, infecting people in that particular area. And this is leading to, well, this psychosis, this terrible urge of the killings. And that is kind of, especially when they link that Scully sees some sort of in the autopsy, sort of LSD kind of trace there. So you've got that affecting the mind. And an interesting other part is that he notices that there's all these smashed electronic devices around where all these killings happen. And then this makes him suspect that for some reason, which of course we see as the viewer, that subliminal suggestions are being made in this, and which they see. And wow, it's a great concept. And we see all the killings. This is a great episode, and it is bringing together issues about pesticides and in a wider context, how things could influence our minds. It is actually, I think this is quite interesting. Some of the killings are really quite brutal, what we see. But being TV, the gore is obviously cut down. If it was a horror film, you would get the full gore. But they are quite brutal, these killings. And this episode works well. And what I like as well about it, there's always that bit of humour as well, just lurking around. But I have to say that the performance by William Sanderson is just great. He's so convincing in this role as really troubled. It's a great performance. That's why you see the face and think, oh yeah, Blade Runner. But it's such a good performance. I can't, not recommend it enough. It's great. This is a great episode. I like it. It's got different. Now, the important thing we know, of course, that Gillian Anderson is pregnant. And as I've been saying, increasingly, we're seeing less of her with Mulder on the field, if you like to put it like that. Or we don't see any long shots of her. The camera work is clearly covering up pregnancy. And it's becoming increasingly certain because he goes into the actual area himself. We don't see, at the beginning, Gillian Anderson with him in that sense. She's doing her autopsy work and what have you. But this is great. It's because the other scene that we often like is when we see Scully go and meet the lone gunman as well, which is always has a certain comedy element in there, but we don't get that. But yeah, talking of the lone gunman, it's so good to see them in this episode. They just add so much. They really do, and it just all builds up. Great. It's just a great episode, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. As you can see, the second season is really just continuing how good the first season was. I can't recommend this enough. If you've never seen the X-Files, why not? Hopefully I might encourage you. I know it's a lot. There is a lot of episodes. So I know it might be daunting, but I'm loving it. It's really rekindled my big enthusiasm for the X-Files, really. I always have had it, but now it's even more so, I think. Yes, definitely. So before I go, I'll do what I normally do. I'll show you this. This is the second season box set, the smaller one. Within the bigger box I've got of all the X-Files episodes. This is good. Fantastic. And that's it. Yes. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and we'll let you know when I put out these videos. And if you want to see all my previous reviews of all the X-Files, look in the playlists and they're all there. And you can watch them if you want. But also, I do a lot more things. I do a lot of film reviews and TV shows, music. It's all there. Just have a look and see what you think. You might like it or not. Now, if you like this particular video, please give this a like. It gets it out onto YouTube, and hopefully algorithms and more people might enjoy it. And if you've got any comments, I'd love to read your comments. Please put some comments down. I'll reply to them. And that's it, really. Bye. What can I say is, well, I hope you enjoyed it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.